What is going on, champs? It is your boy Soldy. Welcome faces back to another Apex Legends video. Today I'll be showing you how to unlock the 4K damage badge with ease. Thank you for joining me, and let's get into the video. The 4K damage badge is arguably the hardest badge to unlock in Apex Legends, but getting this badge can be very tricky going into it blind. So today I want to give you guys 5 tips to help unlock this insane badge, and we'll also have a bonus tip at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around. If you are new to the channel, here you'll find some of the best tips and tricks to make you an even better player, so consider subscribing. Now let's get into some solid tips to help you get your 4K damage game. Alright champions, just want to quickly mention that even if you're not capable of getting above a 3k damage game, this video will for sure help you also surpass 2k damage if you haven't gotten that already. So with that said, let's move on right into the first tip I have, which is to finish all knock players. Many people have gotten a bit confused if you actually get damage from thirsting players. Originally, you were not capable of doing so, but after a recent update, thirsting players will give you an extra 100 damage. But one thing to keep in mind is that knockdown shields don't count as damage. So something I always do is shoot through a white and blue knockdown shield, since it usually takes only one mag. But when someone you knock has a purple knockdown shield, it's too risky to destroy it yourself. It's better to get closer and use your movement to shoot around the knockdown shield. Now, knowing you are capable of getting a total of 300 damage per kill if they have full health and armor is mind-blowing. So if you end up killing a whole squad one player at a time, you're able to get almost 1,000 damage if they all have full purple shields and health. Then you're only a quarter of the way there, so be sure to finish players as soon as knocking them if you have the chance to do so. This will easily start racking up your damage when going for the 4K badge. Now let's get into the second tip I have, which is to play solo and carry the team. 2 out of my 3 4K damage games I got when I was running solo. You can't party up with good players because they won't let you maximize how much damage you can actually put out. If it's very likely for them to do good in a game, then you probably shouldn't play with them if you're going for this badge. You want to be the star of the game and the player that's essentially leading the team. Try to always be the first player on the team to take shots at a squad that you want to engage. The goal I set for myself when encountering squads with my team is to try and eliminate a minimum of 2 players on the enemy team. This is easily possible when playing solo, since most times you don't end up getting matched with the best players. But obviously taking down a whole team by yourself is key and will give you the best chance at getting lots of damage from one team. Now, running solo can definitely have its ups and downs, but patience with the right squad is the best chance at getting this badge. So what I did in the game you guys are watching is pretty risky but very rewarding if done correctly. I basically dropped solo and let my team go where they wanted. So in the game I dropped at Slum Lake since I saw one team dropping there, and I figured if I can take them out solo, then I would start the game with a decent amount of damage. I would say roughly about 1,000, and I will also be decently geared since I have all the loot to myself. Then from there, the goal is to meet up with your team. It's definitely keen to land somewhat near where your team wants to drop, but not exactly on it. Then meeting them will take less time and less risk involved. With that being said, let's move on to the third tip I have, which is to keep distance and trade shots. A really good way to start racking up damage is by having as much bullet banter as possible. Before rushing directly close to a team, try having some bullet exchanges before closing the gap. This will easily reward you a good amount of damage if you have a better shot than the enemy you're going up against. Extending a gunfight while being in control of the whole situation will help maximize the amount of damage you can actually get off on one team. Now, once you get the first knock on the enemy team, it's up to you to decide whether you want to push and thirst or wait for a revive then deal more damage. It really comes down to how much loot you have. If your ammo and consumables are in good shape, then there's no reason to fully commit and finish the fight. Unless your teammates are pushing, stay where you are and keep feeding off the damage. This can work really great if done correctly, but one thing to always keep in mind when doing this strat is be aware of a third party. Try and always be cautious with your surroundings, because extending a gunfight will cause a lot of attention to nearby players and can be very risky if you're not properly situated. So make sure you have good positioning and loot whenever you're trying to have some long-term bullet exchanges. Alright legends, now let's get into the fourth tip I have, which is to encounter all local gunfire. When going for the 4K damage badge, you have to make sure you are always getting into a gunfight whenever possible. Even connecting a few longbow shots across the map will eventually start to add up the damage. Finding an aggressive pace is key for getting a 4,000 damage game. Every time I got this badge, I was primarily focused on getting a 20 kill badge. This is how your mindset should be when going for the 4K damage. You can't camp your way to that amount of damage. You need to find and eliminate as much squads as possible. As I always say when going for the 20 kill badge, don't prioritize looting. Same goes for a 4K damage game. Be on top of your rotations, listen for all local gunfire, and don't waste too much time looting. Doing this will easily have you on your way to a 4,000 damage game. Leave a comment down below what you think is a harder badge to unlock, the 20 kill badge or 4K damage, and give me one one reason why. Now let's get into the 5th tip I have, which is to bail gunfights if needed. This is a major key behind getting a 4K damage game. Not everyone is perfect and can play a flawless game. If you happen to get in a situation where you think you have a really good chance at getting eliminated, you can always back up and heal, then re-engage when you're ready to go. Since you don't really have to get a 20 kill game, you don't necessarily have to be as risky for the kills. Getting some damage off and backing up to regain leverage is always an option when going for this badge. It's not worth dying trying to be over aggressive and getting a 20+ kill game. Your main focus should be putting out damage no matter how many kills you have. So if you have to bail a gunfight to get back on top of your heals, do it. I'd rather you waste a few minutes gaining some leverage than dying trying to be a hero. Plus, you'll probably have another chance at fighting the same team you ended up running away from anyways. So don't stress over not being able to finish the job. You'll get another chance later in the game. Now, for all the champions who watched till this point of the video, the bonus tip is to have a good start to a game. Landing hot can be risky but very rewarding and will have you on your way if you come out on top. Then the rest of the game won't be as challenging for you, but you will still have to put in some decent amount of work. Always remember, just as the 20 kill game, the 4K damage game will indeed have some luck involved, so don't quit going for it after a few games. Patience with the right squad is what's truly going to give you this badge, and of course some decent aim to actually deal the damage. The grind when going for the badge will be tough, but when you finally achieve it, all the hard work will pay off and you will feel very satisfied when using the badge on your legend. Also, if you guys already have the 4K damage badge, comment down below on what legend you unlocked it for. I have mine for Octane and Pathfinder, but next on the chopping block is Wraith. But anyways, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you watched till this point of the video, thank you for spending a couple minutes every day with me. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like rating. It is always appreciated. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, this has been your boy Solon D. I'm signing off. Peace.